Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Happy Walleye Wednesday. He's not a giant, but he's one. I was really starting to wonder if I was ever going to catch one this morning. I've had fish. This is my second spot. I just got here. That's on a brown and black hair jig with that rig and leech that I use a lot in a lot of different ways. My first spot, I stayed longer than I wanted to. I made a long drift, but I kept seeing fish on the screen, so I'm like, well, I'll keep it going, you know. And I'm up in 14 foot now. I started this drift. I was trying to go along the edge of this shoal in 20, 18 to 21, but the wind's a little wrong and it keeps pushing me up here, which I don't really want to be up here. But then I just caught a fish up here, so I don't know. But I've been back and forth between blades and hair jigs all morning, trying desperately. I mean, listen, I'm an old jigger from way back, and I have not been able to get a jigging bite going this spring. Most everything for me has either been dragging on bottom or it's been horizontal with swim baits. And I've had success doing it, so I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just, I like a good jig bite, and I like to drift and jig, and it hasn't really, I just haven't seemed to have been able to get on a program here. So we'll see. Like I say, I'm not going to go too much farther here on this drift, and I'm going to go right back up to where just before I caught that fish. I don't know what that was. Just before I caught that fish, I had a really good picture. I probably should have spot locked on it as soon as I saw it. But we'll see. We'll see if we can't get some sort of a pattern going here. Stay tuned. I'll be back. Well, that was the very next cast since I hung up with you guys, and he cracked that one. I'm way up on top of this reef now, and again, shallower than I thought I wanted to be. And I'm snapping this hair jig pretty aggressively. And right there on the fall, I'm watching it fall, and I always am watching my line. That's just me. That's just how I do it. I'm watching that line, and I felt it, but I mean, you see that line, boom, straighten right out tight. He cracked it. The wind is just coming over this end, so this shoal lays like this, and the wind's coming this way, and I'm right on the windward edge where it comes from, not even 300, 100 yards out that way is 30 foot of water. So you can see I'm snapping. I'm so shallow I can see my leader knot coming up every time I snap it. I could be throwing a little jigging wrap in here too, or a little Shiver minnow. You know, when you get that nice jump and then glide like this, you could be doing that as well. I don't typically throw blades on the rocks just because they tend to get hung up. I know Mike from I1 Baits does, but he also owns the company and has as many as he wants, and if he loses them, it doesn't really bother him. All right, well, I thought we were going to have some fast action, so I left the camera on, but I'll turn it off. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, it's time to get out of here. So I've got 4 rods on the deck with 4 different things rigged up. So I'm going to do a last cast of each one and then put them away, and we'll get the flock out of here. So this is a Swimbait. I'm throwing this on this JT Rods JTX 7'3" mag light. It's funny, I was just sitting here. This is one of the new ones I just got. I was just sitting here this last cast looking at it, thinking to myself, God, what a beautiful, sleek, elegant rod. Like, it's wrapped in black with a little bit of red piping. It just... it's funny. If it was a shotgun, you would say, oh, it points beautifully. This thing is a dream. It's super, super light. Weight-wise, it's got the perfect action. Like, it is a dream to fish. And fighting fish, it's got enough of that absorption and that full parabolic bend that it really takes the oomph out of them pretty quick without having to manhandle them. It's always a sad moment when I put it back in the rod locker, because I absolutely love fishing this rod. It's very quickly become one of my favorites. So we're in 14 foot of water. This is going to be perfect time. Now, this is the Glow Goby Shiver minnow, the little one, or the littlest one that I fish. It's not the smallest one they make. I think this one's a number, 3 or 4. It's probably a ½ ounce. We're in 14 foot of water. Now, I snapped this pretty aggressively in here. I'm fishing this on my JT Rods Black Rain 6'9", medium action, extra fast tip. I think that combination really gets those glide baits up and snaps them off the bottom, which I think is one of the triggering actions of those baits. So it really makes them jump. I don't know if I've even caught a fish this year on a Shiver minnow, which I can't believe I'm even saying that. All right, I'm gonna move on to a blade. This is a Demiki Vault. I threw a couple different color I1s this morning, nothing. I threw a rip and wrap, big chrome and red chrome clown. Jesus, say that 5 times fast. But I didn't do anything on a blade. The only thing I've had a bite on this morning has been hair. I had a bite on it deep this morning in that first drift I was on. I come up, had a fish, shook and come off, and then got over here, and the 2 that you saw were both on hair. Hair today, gone tomorrow. I stuck it right in my finger. What a dope. What a dope. All right, last cast will be... That jig, by the way, is from Apps Landing out in Cleveland. Rick ties a pretty mean jig. He ties most of them on pancake heads. I get a lot of my jigs from Rick out there at Apps. Right on Route 49, Cleveland, New York. I'll tell you, for what looks like a little shop on the outside, you walk in those doors and it is packed inside there with the right stuff. I'll tell you what, with the absolute right stuff. Rick's got a great selection in that shop. So go out and see him and Danny and David, sorry. I'm a little bit deeper now. I've slid off the edge of this reef, so I'm not snapping it as aggressively. I don't know. I seem to think that it's more of a trigger snapping it like that in shallow water. Not to say that you couldn't out deep. In the old days, boy, if you picked your jig more than 6 inches off the bottom with that worm on it, you know, you'd get called a bass fisherman. And that was heresy. I know all the old guys at Toad Harbor Rod and Gun Club when I was there shooting trap years ago. You know, the first thing they would ask you, how high you lift your jig off the bottom. Like that was the measure of a man. If you lifted it too far off the bottom, then you weren't really a walleye fisherman. The rod locker's getting pretty. Look at all those beautiful butts. I love it. Love it. All right, it's 7:31. I'm right on schedule. Hopefully today I don't melt like I have the last 2 days. Whew, doggies, it's been hot around here. Monday for Captain Tony's services, I pulled in the parking lot of the funeral home and it was 102 on my truck. And yesterday was 98 and it felt cool. All right, I'm out of here. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me again today. I will see you tomorrow morning. Keep your tip up.